reclaiming Africa's mining journey.
Mining as we know it in Africa has not been a success story for the continent. So we need to be very strategic in how we are negotiating and ensuring that Africa's role is noticed this time around.
Keeping communities at the center of sustainable growth.
If you've got your support from your community, there's no conflict, there's no fighting, there's no, you've got your full support of your host communities.
Unleashing Rwanda's potential, unlocking billions in value.
Europe is coming, America is coming, you see the pressure is around, but African countries has to position themselves, especially on the value addition.
A value-adding hub for Africa's minerals.
Government of Rwanda put in place measures where we need to be a hub of mineral addition value.
We can certainly move the needle from what we're exporting today as ore. Africa needs to organize itself when it comes to our value proposition to the world.
Raw mineral ore to refined minerals, raw gems to jewelry, and from golden rocks to bricks of pure gold. Rwanda is reinventing mining in Africa, and this is Mines to Markets on Invest Rwanda. Rwanda's abundant resources have long attracted business interest. However, in contrast to the past, the mining sector is now driving the nation's growth and development strategy, occupying a prominent role in the last decade.
The journey that mining has been taking and the steps that government has put in place in terms of policies and direction to ensure that revenues from the mining sector continue to grow. We're very intentional about growing this sector in a way that responds to our needs and indeed one as a sector that will drive our economic growth.
This growth trajectory reached an unprecedented peak, emerging as one of the leading contributors to the country's foreign exchange earnings, totaling an impressive $772 million in 2022.
It's a jump, which is mainly driven by some effort set up last year to encourage companies to start investing into some machinery on the mining, so the transition from artisanal mining to semi-industrial mining.
Ensuring that production is enhanced, mining production that is, looking at better recovery rate for minerals. But also one exciting aspect is the value addition that Rwanda has embarked on.
And soaring to new heights, one precious metal takes the spotlight: gold.
The government of Rwanda at some point has decided to stop exporting commodities and processed commodities. Then this was an opportunity for us in mining industry to establish a refinery like this one. GGR has been established in 2019. The investment is ranged between $5.5 billion. If you see the modern technology we are using, it's the latest if you compare to other market.
Currently, we have procured an advanced processing plant, which may recover above 85%. And the other production who may lost during the poor processing will be also recovered. We are going to recover enough gold, okay, in the ore we are having.
The capacity itself is ranged between 8 metric ton can be refined in a month with an average of 480 kilo per 24 hours.
The purity of the gold from here, it's vary from 85 up to 95 of purity, yes. While for the gold from refined at Gasabo, it's above 99.9. It's above slightly around 100% of purity.
People will trust that we are producing a standard bar bullion, what you call bullion, this bar we're exporting, will help as well the traders to sell their bullion to international markets, not only, let's say, Dubai or Asia, anywhere else. When you have a license, accreditation, you're meant to sell anywhere worldwide.
Rwanda's global gold exports now have a companion in another extraordinary gem of the earth.
It started last year, 2022 in February. So far we have invested more than 350,000 USD. Of course, we spent a lot of money for this because before we are just exporting in rough stones and no one knew that we have these stones.
From the time we started investing in value addition, we have seen a difference because we are starting and we are investing. I know we are spending a little bit much, but we are hoping to have something very tangible in the future.
We have come up with different laboratories and the jewelry workshop.
By using the raw materials mined in Africa, we are maintaining the cash flow in Africa. We are not sending out our goods without finished value, so we are getting more money and maintaining that money in Africa. And they take it in China, in India, in other parts of the world. We also export it to US and the UK.
Our products are already on international markets, so whenever you buy products, maybe you will buy products from Rwanda.
In the international markets, Rwanda proudly showcases not only its gold and gemstones, but also its trio of popular minerals: tungsten, tantalum and tin, mined, refined and packaged entirely within the country. These minerals represent Rwanda's strategic shift from artisanal mining to industrial mining, elevating the sector to new heights of efficiency and sustainability.
Artisanal mining has been a huge part of Rwanda through the years, but we are now at a point where most of all three of our operations are semi-mechanized, semi-industrialized, and within the next 5 years we foresee that we are completely industrialized mines. As for Nyakabingo itself, this year we are looking to start construction of a sorter and processing plant, which will increase our production up to 30,000 tons a month that we feed the plant, which we are looking to produce about 90 to 150 tons a month.
The main focus of Trinity Metals, we work on three kind of ore minerals: wolframite, castrite and coltan. So here at Nyakabingo, we focus on wolframite. This is mainly a mineral processing laboratory where we do test work to increase or to improve the recovery of getting the ore mineral at a sellable grade. Usually, historically in Rwanda, in most of the mines, they don't go for recovery of above 40. But with our introduction of mineral processing laboratory to this company, we can do test work and improve the processing up to the recovery of 74 to 75 at a sellable grade.
As for the future, Trinity Metals plans to invest $61 million in the next 5 years, of which $21 million will be allocated to Nyakabingo. The main beneficiaries of that $21 million will be a state-of-the-art processing plant and X-ray sorter, as well as putting money into the underground infrastructure and equipment so as to expand the underground workings. The plant is going to be the main investment. We are going to obviously upgrade the labs at Nyakabingo and other operations by putting in more modern equipment to ensure that our mineralogy studies are done in such a way that it will benefit us in the long run and add value to the processing plant that we are putting in.
While the Wolfram mine has embraced technology throughout its value chain, propelling its operations to greater advancements. Other mining entities are also looking toward closing the gap.
Currently, we are mining castrite. The previous operators started mining this mine back in 2019-29. So it has a long story.
Before we start working here, the people they have been using the chisels and hammers, chipping out by using manual handling. But with the new technology, with generating ideas, we had to bring another system, another mechanism that can help them. So we use a demolition machine, which is so-called electrical jackhammers, that is helping to break the rock so that the people can easily correct the material from the face.
We have different equipments, both electrical, manually, and also we have a big engineering team. We have different technicians, we have plumbers, electricians, mechanics, machine operators, and even drivers.
We have invested so far more than 25 million USD, and we are planning just to add more as we are expanding our operations and with different projects, initiatives that are being assessed. There are many feasibility studies that are going on, but we are planning just to expand and just make, as I said, something bigger that the country, the people, employees can benefit from it.
We are still exporting raw or cassiterite, which we are hoping to change that as we move forward. Same for tantalum. The idea is to work with the sector to grow both the production so that we have enough to feed our refineries and export as little as possible of raw material.
To unlock the full potential of its mines and minerals, Rwanda established a public geological laboratory in 2019, a state-of-the-art facility to enhance precision within the sector, ensuring that all possible benefits remain within the country's borders.
Miners were taking the sample to the private laboratory. And that time we couldn't even verify if those mining are giving us the exact amount of the percentage in the minerals. So the government decided, let's have our lab where you can verify everything before you go out of the country. Remember, if we have to export something, we have also to pay taxes. Sometimes they will pay less taxes. Now with this lab, they will have to pay the exact taxes.
To ensure that the act of mining itself is the most appropriate and the most targeted, they can be efficient and capitalize greatly.
It is our responsibility to ensure that the mining that we do does not damage the environment and uplifts the community at the same time. RMB, in our mining agreement, we have specified and we are held accountable to ensure that the environment, at least there's improvement on the environment.
As mining and as a responsible business, you need to consider environment at the forefront of what we do. And we've got the policies, the legal framework, that's the number one. As a country, you've got the legal framework that we operate from. But also at individual level, at the implementation level, you need to look at your management plans. So environment is cross-cutting and it covers across every aspect of our business. Our people, our employees, that's number one. We need to also work with how do we engage with them. Is labor fairness? Do we create a conducive environment for women? Is it inclusive enough?
We operate, how we manage our people in a safe environment. We have different departments that are so qualified, and everything has to go with a cost-effective, safe way and environmental protection.
In addition to maintaining health, safety and environmental integrity, Rwanda Mining Gas and Petroleum Board upholds transparency and traceability as a top priority.
We are very proud to say that 100% of what we export, Rwanda exports, are traceable minerals. But we didn't stop there, because this is paper-backed traceability. What we're now involved in, and the discussions taking place at national and regional level, are those dealing with ensuring that a blockchain tool would be able to help us secure traceability methods. So even more insurance on the intention to ensure that our minerals are traced.
We belong to the OECD. We have guidelines, and tagging is part of the guidelines to ensure the traceability of the mineral. These tags that we put on different stages of the process actually go with the mineral to our final buyer to ensure that there is transparency and traceability of where the mineral came from in the first place.
This is actually what also investors, our shareholders, are looking at, is if you've got your support from your community, there's no conflict, there's no fighting, there's no, you've got your full support of your host communities. You've ensured that the environment is properly catered for and the future will be best.
We welcome visitors. I can point you to any direction of where you will find the cassiterite, the coltan, the tungsten, the gold, the gemstones, and the lithium, and much more, because we are making new discoveries or focusing on minerals of interest today.
In a quest to unlock the vast potential of the sector, RMB has been investing the time, dime, and technology in comprehensive geological studies and airborne surveys.
We've completed an airborne survey for the entire country. So we have an idea of where the mines are, which kind of mines are found in the north, south, east, and west. What we now are busy with is ensuring that we can then determine the resources attached to these areas so that the planning would make sense. That's when the financiers could be invited, because we will, in essence, start to de-risk the sector and having better value propositions for the private sector and the banking sector to support the growth of the sector.
As a private miner, I would say it's really important to have data. A private company that is doing mining, we don't have sufficient data, whereby we need to invest more so that we can be very specific to where we should mine, the type of methodologies that should be applied, type of the machinery that are required. So we believe it is really important, very, very important to invest in the exploration. But it's something that we are in touch with the RMB. They know it very well, and we know they are working on it, and we have confidence in them.
Rwanda has 52 potential targeted areas that were confirmed by an airborne survey. What's left to do now is for us to say, let's unpack few of these potential targeted areas and then invite the right partners to ensure that the sustainable mining part is looked at from a financing angle, that development banks could play a role. And this is, again, from mine to market. How would they come in on ensuring that we have the right equipment, even leasing facilities, to the trading part, which would be pre-financing agreement with miners, and allowing for that forex to remain in country, because the danger of relying on international pre-financiers is that the forex that we are celebrating today ends up being enjoyed outside of the country.
From forex to the future, a key focus of RMB's strategy lies on educating and upskilling the next generation of mining experts with modern and sustainable practices.
So on the preparation for the skilled labor, we've made good inroads. We are actually working with the University of Rwanda, the IPRC, Rutongo School of Mining, to prepare our young people for, really literally the entire value chain from mine to market, getting the mining engineers, the geologists, the ones with the financial understanding of negotiation of contracts, metallurgists, environmental engineers, because that is also a field of importance as we move towards sustainable mining.
As part of its long-term vision, Rwanda aims at establishing itself as a prominent hub for mineral processing and refining within Africa.
Government of Rwanda put in place measures where we need to be a hub of mineral addition value.
Whereby even the region would want where other miners in the region would want to make value into in their minerals with us.
For us now to be competitive, we have established a way of reducing the rate. It's more of that. Reducing the rate when it comes to process gold. We receive raw gold, we process it, we hand our service provider, the traders, the processed gold, which is at the rate I told you, 99.9, but with the cheapest rate. And second, if you go to other markets, there is a lot of charges they encounter. But for us, those charges are eased. And third, fourth advantage, the country itself has put measures where they ease tax.
When it comes to mining specifically, there is a list of those machines that are tax exempted. But there are those which are could be like accessories, where you could find they are not on the list. But when we happen to meet that challenge, we communicate to RRA and even together with RMB, and they are also exempted.
An ability and an opportunity for Africa to work better together in a much more organized manner. So if we say we have a gold refinery, we have a tin smelter, we have a coal tantalum refinery, and hopefully a lithium soon to come, not hopefully, soon to come, a lithium refinery. What we're saying is, where can we work with the region to source some of these products to ensure that our refineries are working at capacity?
This lab, in the future, we are planning to have it as a regional laboratory, which will help the East Africa and also other countries which will need the laboratory, because if we saw in East Africa, there is no laboratory for mining.
Supplier of raw material from this region, if, for example, they deliver in Dubai for high pricing commodities, they have to pay an air ticket, they have to pay insurance for the commodity they are bringing there. When they arrive on the ground, they are not sure on the pricing, because when you're in the market already, they know you have to sell the product you brought there. You will not have, it will not be easy for you to take it back, and then, so they know. It plays on the negotiation of the price. Then the position of Rwanda or any other African country in the region. Imagine the cost you're reducing for the supplier.
Addressing cost, conflict, conservation, and capital. Rwanda's mining strategy is a 360 approach tied to a brand new vision for the future of Africa's mining industry.
To be fair, mining as we know it in Africa has not been a success story for the continent. But we can change that by quickly moving towards adding value to our product, better mining practices, and all this technology already exists. The demand is so huge. I can't think of a time where we will say enough of these minerals. If anything, we need more of them. So we need to be very strategic in how we are negotiating and ensuring that Africa's role is noticed this time around.
Rwanda.